Thanks, guys.
Well, how are we feeling? How prepared are we feeling ahead of the tour?
Feeling good. Majority of the squad has had about 3 weeks of training back in their home state. So, look, it's been a hard year, but we've refreshed, we've trained hard, and we prepared and we put together a pretty good squad that we can go out there and put in performances that we're proud of.
What are you hoping to get from the tour, mate?
Mate, we just want to be consistent. I think the word inconsistent's been talked about a lot for us this year and probably for the last couple of years. So I mentioned earlier in the year that to have a good World Cup, you need to string at least 7 games together, and we've got 5 in front of us now against world-class opposition. It's going to be hard, but one we're excited by, and I think the overarching theme for us is consistency.
Obviously, you've got, as you say, 5 world-class opponents. I mean, 4 of them are ranked above you. What's a pass mark for this tour?
A pass mark? No, mate. We want to put in performances that we can actually walk off the field knowing that we've done our job. And you look at the world rankings at the moment. The top 9, there's not much between them. Playing Ireland and Dublin and France and in Paris, they're 2 of the best teams at the moment on form. And we want to put in some good performances. We want to win games, and that's what we're going over there to do.
So previously you've gone on spring tours, and probably the expectation is that you win all of them. This time it might not necessarily be, but do you feel like the underdog kind of status might actually help?
Well, the Australians love an underdog, especially the Queenslanders. But look, we want to go over there with the expectation to win as well. We're not going over there to come second. It's all about going out there and doing it. It's no good me standing here in front of you talking about what I want to do. It's about going over there and doing it.
Yeah.
What's the conversation been? Obviously, Hooper back in the squad. What's the conversation been about the captaincy for this one, but also going forward?
Firstly, it's just great to see him back. Hoops has been a big part of our team for the best part of a decade, if not more. So, just to have his experience around the team, around the squad, naturally they'll lift the boys a fair bit. So, as a good mate of his, I'm just really happy he's back, fit and healthy, and that's the most important thing. Secondary to that, the captaincy, it's probably in everyone's best interest if Hoops just concentrates on himself. We want him enjoying himself and being happy. So, I was happy to take the leadership role for the rest of the year, and whatever happens in the future, that can happen. But my focus is on the tour, and as we already talked about, there's a couple of big games coming. So overall, I'm so happy he's back.
Will you lean on him, get some guidance from him? He was obviously in the role for so long.
Yeah, of course. Like me and Hoops talk off the field all the time, so I don't see much changing. But again, there's a few other players in the squad too who can really add in that leadership role. So I'll be leaning on everyone.
2014 as well. Like, I know we're going back a bit, but back then there was
2014. Yep.
Yeah, there's checks first kind of time. Is there any kind of similarities at all? Like then written off, to slide down the rankings at all, and then you had a real big year going into a World Cup. Is that how you almost want to approach it?
Yeah, I guess you kind of want that momentum running into a World Cup, and for us that it's a great opportunity to start that momentum now, and there's a lot of games actually to go before the World Cup, and that's something that we can work on game in, game out, is just keep getting better and better. That 2014 was a bit of a change of the guard with Chet coming in and had a good role into the World Cup, so hopefully we can do the same.
And is getting away the best thing, like 5 weeks? You don't often play 5 tests on an end of the year spring tour.
There's nothing better. That's what makes our game so good, mate, is you get to tour, and it's a global game.
With Hoops, obviously, you guys, there was a little bit of shock in Mendoza, and he spoke to the group, but it was very quick. Has there been sort of a good sense of that his presence coming back in has kind of settled the guys again? You know what I mean? It's welcomed.
Oh, definitely.
He's been missed, I guess. Is that right?
Oh, he's definitely been missed. He's one of our most experienced players. He's the most Wallaby captain. So that sort of leadership, that sort of experience, been taken out of the team throughout the year. It was tough. It was a bit of a shock to most of the players, and I think that's what makes it so great to see him back, because what he did was brave, and not many other players would do that. So he's going to add a lot off the field, but definitely on the field.
And not that we want you to speak on his behalf, but how do you think he's going? How do you think he's feeling as far as having had that break?
Oh, I think he's moving in the right direction. He wouldn't put himself up for selection if he didn't feel like he was ready to contribute and perform. So, speaking of hoops, he's happy, mate. He's obviously still working on things behind closed doors, and that's natural. And a lot of us are doing that as well. So, it's a bit of a breath of fresh air for him, and I'm sure he feels like the first day of school at the moment, just out there today. So, it's good.
And do you think there'd be sort of a cautious return, a graduated return into the test footy scene, or it's, he's here so he can be picked sort of thing?
Oh, well, he's here. He'll be picked on merit. Knowing Hoops well, he wants to fight for his position, so he doesn't want to roll up and just walk into the team. And on the training paddock, you've already seen it today. He'll get stuck in, and he's just a competitor naturally. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's in and around the team in that first game.
Yeah, he's always been a big sort of player, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Off the bench. Can you imagine him coming off the bench?
I actually do remember, really early. I think it was 2012. He was coming off the bench behind Pocock and George Smith. So it's been a while. He's started a lot of games, and he's a trooper.
So just last year with the spring tour, was it a bit unusual because of all the COVID kind of stuff?
Yeah.
And how do you think that, this experience for a new group that probably only half and properly experienced a spring tour, what can that do as well?
Well, the experience of a spring tour, it's one of the greatest things about rugby union. You get to travel around the world. We get to play in Paris, Florence, Dublin, Cardiff. It's just, I guess last year was a real tough year with COVID, and probably the last 3 years, and not being able to leave the hotel when you're overseas is, it feels like you're over there experiencing it, but you're not really. So,
were you generally stuck in hotels?
Yeah, well, in Japan we were in a hotel for 10 days. We were allowed to leave to train, but outside of that you had to stay in the hotel and mask up like the old days. So, no, this tour looks like it's going back to normal, mate. And, look, we're going over there to obviously have the rugby at the forefront of our minds. We're there to perform, and off the back of that, we'll enjoy ourselves.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jay. I'll try and